So the other day I had somebody in the comments ask me how to do a bent over dumbbell row. And bent over row, bent over dumbbell row, you know, any type of movement where you're bending over with weight in your hand or if weight's on your back does have to be in a certain position in order to ensure that you're not going to injure your lower back. And also when you're doing a bent over row, you want to make sure that you're actually feeling the lats and actually using the back in order to row instead of using the arms. And it's pretty common for people to pull with their biceps or pull with their rear delts or to shrug their shoulders up and pull that way, and then they're basically getting the weight up but they're not really getting any sort of back development. So there are a few people online that talk about if you focus on flexing your lats and then pulling at the same time, it'll help you establish that mind-muscle connection. But I'll just show you quickly today just how to do a bent over dumbbell row and just a couple simple tips to maybe help you start to feel your lower back, okay? And be able to arch it or keep it flat at least, in the very least, and then be able to actually contract your lats and your back muscles instead of using your biceps for the back movement. So here's a few ways that you can bent over dumbbell row. So first things first, whenever I pick up a weight, dumbbells, barbell, whatever, and it's in my hand, I suck my stomach in, okay? Suck the belly button in towards the spine, okay? So you take the belly button and you contract it right towards the spine. That's contracting your core, right? Or your transverse abdominis. It's actually helping you get that natural belt, the nature's belt, active in your stomach. Then from there, what you do is arch slightly and then bend over at the hip, okay? So basically what you want to do is make sure you bend over right here at the hip. What happens commonly when people, when they do back or they train back, is they'll bend over from here, they'll do this, and then they'll start doing a movement instead of rotating around the hip, okay? Around the hip. So the back stays arched like this. So you're arched the whole time, or flat at least, okay? If your back starts to do this, that means you're actually putting undue stress on the actual vertebrae and the tendons and the ligaments, and you will herniate a disc doing that. Once you're in this position, arched, and then you rotate around the hip, okay, chest up, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull, not the way a lot of people pull when they train back. A lot of people will pull like this. They'll use their bicep, and they're using their shoulder, the rear delt, or they're, you know, shrugging and coming up like this. And they keep the dumbbells right out in front of them, and they're trying to bring the weight up like this, okay? So all they're paying attention to is if the dumbbell goes from point A to point B, instead of how the dumbbell is moving from point A to point B, okay? So if you want to train back, what you want to do is slide the dumbbells up the sides of the legs, chest out, and it's not about how high the dumbbells come, you see? It's about pulling the shoulders back and down. Now you notice when I'm bent over, the knees are slightly bent, okay? That will really help you keep the back arched. If you straighten the legs, the chance of you rounding your lower back is going to be there more. And you don't want to round the lower back. Rounding the lower back will cause lower back injuries. And at first it might feel comfortable and easy, but over time it will cause an injury if you have any sort of weaknesses or things going on in your lower back that you don't know about, okay? So back arched, knees slightly bent, pull to the waist. So I hope those few tips help you out with the bent over dumbbell row. If you have any questions, just make a comment down below. And ultimately, remember, just suck the stomach in to keep that back tight, keep it slightly arched, and bend over at the waist. Keep the chest out, pull right to the hips. Pull that dumbbell to the hips instead of to the upper chest. Although you can do that variation if you want to hit various parts of the upper back or rear delts, or sometimes you want to hit your traps a certain way. There are variations of this, but this is the main way you bend over row for overall back development, all right? Now you can apply a lot of these principles also to the barbell row, the T-bar row, anything where you are in a bent over position with weight in your hands, or even if there's weight on your back. You want to make sure that back stays slightly arched. Okay, so I hope that helps. If you need any more help, just come visit me at naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and I'll see you soon.